Welcome to Train Like a Girl. Today we are going to talk about and watch how to improve our ball control using a tennis ball. I love using a tennis ball in my trainings because it really sharpens those touches and fine-tunes them. You really have to be overly cautious when you're training with a tennis ball, which helps you control a soccer ball a lot better. We start with foundations, or bells as I call them, just passing it back and forth between your feet. You want to hit the middle of your foot. If you hit the toe or the heel, it's not going to go straight. Depending on your level and ability and age, start off slow and challenge yourself and go faster as time goes on. Also keep in mind that this type of thing takes hundreds of reps to master and get comfortable and fast with. So when you do these things, challenge yourself and keep going. I'm saying 100 reps of the foundations, then move on to the next one and do 100 reps of that one. Next is the drag and push. This is a great little touch to get control on the ball. You take the bottom of your foot and drag the ball out, and then immediately push the ball back in with the inside of your foot. It is really one movement on the ball, so make sure you don't take your foot off the ball in between the drag and the push. This next one is the same touch, only you're adding an up back before you go outside inside. Up, back, outside, inside, out, back. This one you can start off slow and gradually make more advanced. So on the left you can see I'm doing a little bit of a hop between each touch. That makes it a little bit more difficult. And Ella on the right is in her beginning stages, so she's just doing it with one hop. But for your first time, I would go this slow. So you just pass it from one foot to the other. Next we have the scoop. Really, it's more of a slide. You slide it from one foot to the other. At one point, both of your feet are going to be off the ground. Your legs stay wide when you start. Then you scoop it over and receive it about a foot away from where your receiving foot originally started. Here's what it would look like with a soccer ball. Just like that. Kinda. It's kind of like foundations, yes, except for you just pass it to one foot really quickly. Like that. Next, we are going to put a bunch of little moves together into one big move. So we'll start with the scissor scoop. When we do this, we scissor with one foot and scoop with the other. Again, we should be doing this rep multiple times, at least 50 to 100 times before we move on to the next one. It creates muscle memory. We'll be able to do it without thinking eventually. Yes, there we go. Then we add the next step, which would be the pull behind after the scissor scoop, and then do that 100 times. Next step would then be to do scissor, scoop, pull behind, then rake across. So I go that way. Scissor, scoop, pull behind, rake across. Got it? Then get going on those reps. Then trade your tennis ball for a soccer ball and get going on more reps. Next, we are just going to go between some cones with different patterns. This one is the inside, outside, inside, outside. I made it our goal to make it through the entire length of the cones without making a mistake. And when we did that, we could move on to the next one. Next pattern is the pull behind between the cones. It helps if you put your plant foot up next to the cone in front of you and then pull the ball back far enough that you don't have to move that standing foot, that you can just tap it right behind. And then keep going until you can get through all the cones perfectly. There are a lot of other patterns you can do through these cones. Do whatever you want. There's a push rake that I'm doing right there. But once you're done with the tennis balls, throw in a soccer ball and go ahead and go through all your patterns. It should get a little bit easier. You should be able to do it a lot faster. Another thing that you can do to put all of this to the test is kind of like the Messi dribbling drill, in that you're trying to get as many touches on the ball as you can in 1 minute. I count step overs as a touch. They have 1 minute to get as many touches on the ball as they can. I don't allow, just doing foundations or toe taps. It's got to be creative and moves, and they can do whatever they want. And have some fun with it. These are just some ideas that I have come up with. If you have any more to add, feel free to put them in the comments below. I love learning about new things, so let me know. Also, you can have the girls make up their own giant move by putting their own little moves together. I challenge them to do that often. So thanks for watching.